and keep it primitive still.
There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Twilight Zone. Hello and welcome to Indefinite Lunch in Infinite Combinations number 151. We're exploring all of the Twilight Zone and we're on season 2, and we're going to take a closer look at the episodes King 9 Will Not Return and The Man in the Bottle, which are both the first 2 episodes of season 2. So this is good that we're starting season 2. And with me, today I've got Jedi Master 2022 to help us talk about these episodes. See what we think about them.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hey,
Yeah, right.
Walderson.
It's right in between those hours. Good morning, good afternoon. Hey, for some people it's nighttime.
Yeah.
Or evening. Could be any time around the world in the Twilight Zone.
You got that right.
So I'm also using these books. One of them is the Twilight Zone Companion by Mark Scott Zicree, and he does say some stuff about going into season 2 about how the Twilight Zone has found its audience, and they every single week they're getting at this point 500 letters, fan letters, and they have fan clubs, and they have 50 story ideas every week submitted into that show. So there's a whole lot of interest already this early for the Twilight Zone, which is great. And then there's comic books coming out already at this stage. A board game where players move their pieces down various maze-like roads to reality. I've never played any Twilight Zone board game. And Serling's,
they existed.
Yeah, I just learned right now. I didn't pre-read this, so I'm learning this right with you.
So this
Serling's,
is
it is more stories from the Twilight Zone, which went into second printing after it was released. I still need to read that. And so lots of great stuff happening for the Twilight Zone as season 2 begins.
Yes, indeed. And these 2 episodes really, they're very different and really makes the brain work.
Definitely. And the parts of the second one with the genie kind of make me mad, but in a way that if I'm going to be arguing about it, then it did its job.
We got a super sticker here.
A super sticker from Old Man Bird. Thank you so much, Old Man Bird. What a kind thing for you to do. Thank you for supporting the channel with the super sticker. I can't see what it is. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, yes. It is a hippo who's got a cap. He's turning it backwards and throwing up a thumbs up. Yay. And, oh, yeah. I used to have a wheel for this kind of thing. If I spin it, it'll tell me which super chat which super chat video we should play. That way,
spin the wheel.
I don't have to think too much about it. Oh, so we're gonna look at a little first contact here, thanks to the wheel.
The wheel has
gonna say, the wheel has said,
"Go Patriots!" No.
Sweet Jesus.
That's funny.
I like James Cromwell. I love
that
him as Efren Cochran.
Yeah, me too. He's a completely different Zephram Cochrane from Metamorphosis, but it works for me.
It did.
So small.
I love the way they made him to this drunk genius.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
You all look at me as if I'm some kind of saint or visionary or something.
I don't think you're a saint, Doc. But you did have a vision.
He's in it for the money.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. That's the next thing he said.
Yeah.
I didn't build this ship to usher in a new era for humanity. I built this ship so that I could retire to some tropical island filled with naked women. From the whiskey or your laser beam. Or both. I got a 4-alarmed hangover, but I'm ready to make history.
I love that scene, and I want to watch that now. Thanks. You get that? You're gonna make me as soon as we do this. I'm gonna watch that movie, First Contact. I love that movie.
I love the movie so much. I've left almost all of the clips that I used for my broadcast about that movie on in the studio, and that's significant because you only have a limited amount of videos you can store.
Yep.
And
Well,
the glove cleaner is here. Ooh, the glove cleaner.
$10 super chat.
Which is a reference to the Twilight Zone itself. Hello. Anything that provides an excuse to get up and about is good medicine for me. Yes. Yes, that is a good goal. Just getting out of bed, that's a goal for the day. I agree.
And copious amounts of caffeine.
Yeah. I have some coffee here.
Oh yeah, I gotta have my coffee.
Although it's more sugar than coffee.
Yeah, no. Just a little sweet Italian cream my wife got me addicted to, so that's why I just have my coffee.
I also have a lot of Harry Potter videos here too. So when I spun the wheel there, that's what we got.
Love
I don't know
Harry
how
Potter.
Oh, you do? Oh, good.
Tell me, what exactly is the function of a rubber duck?
Yeah, we honeymooned at Universal Studios in 2014 when we got married.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, now I remember. You did tell me about
Diagon
that.
Alley. We did. We stayed at the Cabana Bay. That place is. We want to go back to see Epic Universe now. We're gonna.
Me too.
Me and my wife.
Well, we have to because my son loves Super Mario, and so we've got to go. We've got to go see Super Mario World.
I want to see the Ministry, how they got it set up and everything. That's what I want to see. I said to my wife, they needed a Ministry of Magic after our last time we went. They need to add that.
They did, but you know what's funny is that they have the phone booth that's supposed to take you to the Ministry. Of course, it doesn't work. It's like, oh, we're out of order. So now are they going to make it an elevator? No, probably not.
I like that when you go to King's Cross Station and you walk through and it's just like perfectly done. And you get on the train on Hogwarts Express. I love that. Me and my wife rode that thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a really good train. It's different each way too.
Yep. You get a different little show with the Weasleys, and I could talk about that for hours. Harry Potter.
I already reviewed the movies, but the thing is, I am going to review the TV show when it comes out on HBO.
Yeah, I got issues with a few things about that.
I do too, but I want to examine it. It's important to me to
I'll watch
that.
it too. We can do that. That would be fun. Scotty watches it. All of us watch it. And we can
I'm not sure if Scotty will watch it. He changes his mind about stuff, so we'll see what happens there.
Well, it's not going to stop me from Marvel.
But I'm guaranteeing that I'm going to review season 1, even if it gets bad. I'm going to review all of season 1. But if I hate it, I'm not going to continue the review because I'm not going to sit there and review something that isn't enjoyable to me. But I want to see what's happening. But we're not here for Harry Potter. We're here for the Twilight Zone.
The Twilight Zone, yes,
indeed. But Sigvaldson, hey, he's been a member for 3 months. Thank you so much, Sigvaldson, for continuing your membership. And hello in the chat to our friends who are here. Gavin Blackburn says, both are great stories, but The Man in the Bottle is one of the greatest Twilight Zones. It's definitely a good one. It's memorable to me. I've seen it before. It's the Lost in Space stream. Again. Sigvaldson says, praise to our eldritch god who spreads enlightenment. Once the button is pushed, all of mankind will be enlightened.
We first have to sing his song.
Oh, right. Well, I'm not about to tempt fate at this moment. We're here to talk about the Twilight Zone, not bring upon the end of humanity. Well,
No.
Doomcock isn't paying attention. That would not be fair.
No, it wouldn't be fair for him to, how do you say it, cause the apocalypse without him present.
Yes. And it's tea time. Yeah, it's tea time for Gavin. That's right. It's evening for him. Dinner time is what that really means. I learned that years ago here on YouTube. I never heard of the existence of a board game, or I would have been all over that. Yeah, I just learned about it right now. Are we going pollless? Oh, no, I forgot the poll. Thank you, Gavin. Hey, we're here. We can do a poll. Let's get it done.
Get her done.
Which
so how you
episode
doing?
do you like better? How am I doing? For what?
No, I was just seeing people in the chat that said hi to me. I wanted to say hi back.
Oh, yeah. Makes sense.
Hey, Sigvaldson, I hope you're well, sir.
Yeah, me
Swift
too.
-1. Good to see you too. And Gavin, thank you for coming by last night. I appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Well, I gotta appreciate a continued support of my channel. Thank you so much, Sigvaldson. He said, picture, if you will, a quaint English village where the clock tower chimes precisely at 4 p.m. every day. All right. Thank you for supporting the channel.
Something happened to your mic. You're muffled.
Oh no, really?
Oh, now you're back. Oh, you kind of like sounded like someone had their hand over your mouth, like you were being subdued. Like, oh. Like,
oh no, is that better?
Yeah, you're back.
How's that?
But,
okay.
Yeah, you were sounding like.
Oh no, I promise I'm not being. No aliens are trying to take me away or anything like that.
Okay.
Everything's
just don't
fine.
Want you to get beamed up.
Yeah. Well, this is good advice. Right here.
But stay frosty and alert.
Yes. And hello to Matt G. Scotty's out. Hail Jedi Master, the new Scotty.
No, Scotty. I'm not as Scotty is how do you say it? He's our Dr. Smith. I'm just joking.
Yeah, he's unique. Nobody can be Scotty, but I think that's funny.
Scotty is Scotty.
So let's get started. Let's start talking about these episodes. We have 2 of them. I'm going to share my screen. Here we go. And this episode is called King 9 Will Not Return, and it first aired on September 30th, 1960. It was written by Rod Serling. And according to The Twilight Zone Unlocking the Door to a Television Classic by Grams Jr. Martin, 2 months before the episode went to camera, Robert Parrish, who directed 4 episodes during the first season of Twilight Zone, was scheduled to direct, but he was replaced with Buzz Kulik, and nobody knows why. This is a mystery, and it is unsolved here. It is not mentioned in the companion. So I don't know. But Kulik did a good job, so we're happy with what happened here. And also in this episode, we have music by Fred Steiner. And of course, you will know him as a fabulous composer, whom we remember for his later work in Star Trek, the original series, and the motion picture. It also looks like he worked on TNG and even Lost in Space. So he's going to pop up during our streams for that too. That's good.
This for the second episode, you're talking. Okay.
No, for this one. Yeah, no. Fred Steiner worked here. Composed this episode.
Yes. Cool.
Yeah. And we got the cast
there for a second.
Oh no. Was it
I got it.
Well, that's okay.
Okay, got it.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, good. Okay. Robert Cummings plays Captain James Embry in this episode. I didn't do preliminary research on our actors, so I want to do a little cursory research just to look through and see what's going on here, just to see if I know any of this stuff. Obviously, I've seen a few Alfred Hitchcock things, so I guess he was in Saboteur and Dial M for Murder. Let's see what else. Oh, he studied at the Carnegie Institute of Technology for aeronautical engineering, but he dropped out. Interesting. And then he did acting. I like when they have a different sort. They start a different sort of path and get turned around. That's pretty neat. And of course, he's done lots of stuff. Don't know all of these things, but you can definitely look these up. I've heard of Wells Fargo, but I'd never watched it. I don't know if that's a good show or not.
Wells Fargo.
Yeah. It always jumps at me. It's like the bank.
No kid. Yeah. Never saw Wells Fargo.
Not a whole lot of this I recognize, but I wasn't around during this time period. Let's see. Yeah, but he definitely did a ton of stuff if I ever wanted to look into it. 12 Angry Men. Hey, I love that movie. That is a good one.
Never saw that movie.
You gotta, yeah. It all takes place in a room with just a few people, 12 people. But it's amazing. It's really good. Shows what you can do a lot with it's like a bottle movie. And anyway, so there we go. That's our main actor here.
Mr. Cummings.
And later on at the end of the episode, we have some other actors. Paul Lambert.
Yep. Gene Lyons.
12 Angry Men is a classic. Watch immediately, says Gavin Blackburn. And he says it was more for Gavin in his tea time. Oh yeah, that makes sense. But I like the way he worded it like a Twilight Zone episode, Sig Balderson. That was really cool.
One of these days you're gonna beam us off the stage when you play that. It's gonna happen. We're gonna get deep.
Whenever you hear that sound, it means somebody new has joined the chat.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought that you would just play that sound effect.
Yes, cool. And no, Gavin's giving us some behind the scenes for this episode regarding the airplane that we're about to see. In 1958, they found a B-24 Liberator in the Libyan desert that went missing in 1943. Sadly, none of the crew survived. must have been the inspiration for the segment. Absolutely correct.
Wow.
Well guessed. I can't believe that's a guess because you're right.
He hit the nail right on the head.
The glove cleaner says he must have been in the stage production of 12 Angry Men. He's not in the movie. Oh, maybe. Okay. Then what was I reading? All right. Really? So, is that true? Robert Cummings? But I just got excited about the movie. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. Let me try. Oh, you're right. He was in a play, the television play. It was a TV play for Westinghouse Studio One, written by Reginald Rose and directed by Franklin Schaffner. I wonder if I would like it as much as the movie. I probably would. It's a great story.
A stage production of 12. I've got to see the movie myself now.
Yeah, see the movie. You're not going to see Cummings in it. I made a mistake, and I'm lucky. When I make mistakes, I've got such a brilliant chat that they always help me out.
That's all right. I still want to watch the movie now, whether he's in it or not.
Yeah. So then I get excited immediately because this is the very first episode of the Twilight Zone to show Rod Serling reciting the opening narration. And it's also the first time we get the music that I'm playing at the beginning of every stream. So now it's actually accurate for me to play that theme song. It's just such a great theme song that I couldn't not use it. It's composed by Marius Constant. And so, of course, this is the song that we get for the rest of the series. PG says it's a great stage play. Takes place in one room. It's easy to stage. Nice. Oh, you've seen it. That's amazing. Yeah, definitely watch the movie. But for me, I want to see the stage play. All right. So, of course, I was excited for this. And apparently, Serling was nervous when standing in front of the camera, tensing up when filming while the episode commenced. So this was from the Unlocking the Door book. While he looked tall on the screen, his height was 5'5", and with nothing on camera of a specific height to purposely compare himself with. Much of the television audience was unaware. He said, "I really don't like to do hosting. I do it by default. I have to." Serling explained to a reporter, "If I had my druthers, I wouldn't do it. If I had to go on live, of course, I'd never do it." So that's how he feels about that. But he does it anyway. And then we get an opening narration. Which one would you want to read for the first episode or the second?
I'll do the second.
Okay, so I'll read the first. I'll read the first. This is Africa, 1943. War spits out its violence overhead, and the sandy graveyard swallows it up. Her name is King 9, B-25 medium bomber, 12th Air Force. On a hot, still morning, she took off from Tunisia to bomb the southern tip of Italy. An errant piece of flake tore a hole in the wing tank, and, like a wounded bird, this is where she landed, not to return on this day or any other day. Yeah, definitely. And like Gavin said, he's absolutely right. This episode was based on a real life event. The discovery of the B-24 Liberator 4-engine bomber Lady Be Good. So that was the name of the plane, Lady Be Good. It was lost during World War II on a raid over Italy in 1943 and crashed in the Libyan desert. In 1959, British geologists stumbled upon the wreckage. The supplies were intact, but the crew were nowhere to be found.
That's
And so
history kind of that folds into this one.
it is weird. All the supplies the water jugs were full, the guns and ammunition were there, the parachutes were unused, and there was no trace of the crew. And the mystery was never solved.
That's
And
eerie.
so it is. And so Serling wanted to pick that up, and he did. And he tried, yeah.
Yeah, I like the way they filmed this too. The set, the way they had the plane, the way the bomb is on the beach. Oh, like in the desert.
Mhm. Yes, the plane has gone down, and we can only see one survivor here.
Like a 30
But
caliber machine gun.
he can't remember telling the crew to bail out. He can't find the crew. And this episode was filmed in the desert near Lone Pine, California. And so he tries to remember his crew.
Wing gunner. Klein, he was the upper turret gunner.
So that airplane that's used in this episode is a North American Aviation B-25C 10NA. Oh man, there's all these numbers. I don't know if they're really meaningful.
It's the Mitchell bomber, the B-25. My dad built a model, one of these when I was a kid.
Oh wow. It's still in storage with Aero Trader in Borrego Springs, California. And the plane was bought from the Air Force for $2,500, and it originally cost $345,000. They took it all apart, and they flew it over to the set and rebuilt it.
Wow. Yeah, we have a place here called the Warbird. Not to get off topic, but they have a couple World War II planes that right here in Florida at the Warbird Museum, not far from Cape Kennedy. It's pretty awesome, that place. They have old MiGs. I mean, a cockpit of a B-52 bomber you get to go in, and they had a plane that was used in the Operation Market Garden in World War II. And me and my wife got to go in it and see. It's pretty impressive. Anyways, back to...
Well, no, but that's really good that there are places like that rebuild these things and keep them nice for the viewing public. We have the Lexington here, the museum ship, the aircraft carrier. And they have all sorts of planes on there too.
Wow, look at his expression on his face.
That's why I got so many videos of this, because I don't even know when to play them, because there's just so many.
We bellied in, and I must have been thrown clear of the plane.
Yep, he's like total, like he's like got broken recollection.
Yes, he's trying to piece everything together.
They didn't jump. The chutes are still here.
There's that. But I like this. Go ahead.
Yeah, he hears a noise, a knocking when he's in the... Don't forget when he's in... Are we ahead of that part? No, I don't think so. The part where he hears the knocking and he's like calling to someone, like thinking someone's out there.
Yes, that does happen. Yeah. And lots of little things tricking him, getting him to yell, to call for his crew.
Yeah.
And if they left the plane and started walking, why didn't they take me?
And then, of course, he finds his hat and picks it up and puts it on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I missed this part. This part was so he tries to use the radio. He doesn't get any call. Nobody's answering. And then, the companion says something about Cummings. He says, I wanted Rod to do a script for me to use on one of my specials, but money is useless in a situation like that. The man is so busy that he can't be tempted with money. It was then that we worked it out. He would supply a script, and I would open the new season of the Twilight Zone. So he agreed to do this episode so that Rod would write him a script for his own thing. And that's a cool collaboration.
Yes, and then he comes across the canteen.
Yes, but before that, I missed this
Okay.
part. Back in the ship, we had this happen, which I thought only somebody who's addicted to cigarettes would come up with a scene like this.
He's like,
it seems so sad.
Damn, I got no smokes to boot.
Yeah, and he has to rip up the box and the foil. There's nothing here. And then the heavy weight of his situation.
As far as it's within my power, I gotta keep him alive. I gotta get him out of this. I command this aircraft, and I'm in charge, and I'm responsible. Klein! Sergeant Klein!
There he goes.
Well, he finds it full of water, so he thinks that he must be around. But then he gives up on it.
Still have to nursemaid you guys, huh?
He really played this role great. This guy did a good job acting.
He did. And it's so difficult to be told you're the only person basically in this entire episode, and you've got to act it up. You've got to be so convincing, and you have nobody to play off of. It's all by yourself. When I do these, I like to read the script, and I think, oh yeah, I read the script good enough compared to the episode. But for this one, there's no way I could read this stuff, and this is why I got 30 clips of it.
Totally understandable.
Yeah, the talent is too high in this one for me to do readings.
You just can't recreate that.
That bomber has done quite a few bombing runs based on the tally of the bombs painted on the side. Yes, and the 3 kill marks. Yeah, that was what those marks were. I thought those markings were neat too. I'm glad you guys are noticing this. PG says, before I ever saw the Twilight Zone, I remember Serling narrating Jacques Cousteau's show.
Jacques Cousteau.
Jacques Cousteau.
Jacques Cousteau's. Let's see if I used to watch that as a kid. The Undersea World of Jacques Cousteau.
Nice.
Great show.
Gavin says the story being linked to a real life event is a nice tribute. Absolutely. Nice detail on the aircraft. The left propeller is in the stalled position. Yes, and that's something I don't remember where it is in my notes, but Rod Serling specifically paid a little extra money to go to the DeForest Research Center to make sure what he was doing was accurate, so that he wouldn't have people who actually know about these airplanes and stuff laughing at him. So I love that attention to detail and trying to get things right.
You keep knocking, but you can't come in.
It's a good song.
Yes, it is. That's a classic.
Yeah, tough playing scenes alone. But there was lots of, even though he was alone, there were a lot of people working on this. So production manager Ralph Nelson actually arranged for a DC-3 to land on the highway next to the shooting location, so the cast and crew could get there more quickly.
Wow.
I don't know how you clear that with air traffic control. We're just going to use the highway to land. Just make sure there are no cars that drive by right now.
In the old proverbial term, money probably talked back then to get them to be able to do it. The money talks, the old term.
Mm-hmm. DC-3, the civilian version of the C-47. Hey, thank you, Sigvaldison. That's very helpful. And, well, and all of this attention to detail, both with the facts of the airplane craft and all of these things, really paid off. Hank Grant wrote in The Hollywood Reporter, "This was a tour de force for Robert Cummings, an extremely difficult role that ran the gamut from relief to joy to panic to crazed hysteria. A performance that should merit serious consideration when Emmy time comes around." However, Serling had to send an apology to Mary and Robert Cummings. "Unfortunately and regretfully, I was unable to include King 9 in the Emmy nominations for that time period. Another of our shows, called Eye of the Beholder, seemed to have been better written. It could not boast the kind of brilliant tour de force performance that Bob gave in King 9, but as an overall production, found more audience favor." So I guess that's what was selected for the Emmys. And we're not going to talk about that episode right now. That is an amazing episode, which I don't want to, you know, I love that episode a lot, and I think a lot of people do. I can't wait. It's coming up in this season.
Yeah, there's a lot of good episodes coming up in this season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think I have a couple of clips here.
I
Oh,
like the way
right.
that can't, doesn't he? He takes a swig of the water too.
He does. And as he does, what happens? He sees a hallucination, a mirage.
Look at that expression. You're right. You couldn't read this. We
can't.
couldn't. No, we couldn't. No matter how. No, I don't know.
I don't know. I think maybe Scotty could, but it would be really hammy. But it would be it might be fun if you're, but that he's not here. So we that's what I would have gotten all these clips anyway. It would have been fun to play off that. And then he disappears.
Yeah, the visual effects were pretty amazing. Like the way they make things disappear, and I find that really, for back then, the practical effects were great in this episode.
Absolutely. And the music that Fred Steiner composed fit so perfectly.
Like in the words of Ace Ventura, like a glove.
Yeah. He's considering where he might be. But oh yeah, and also all those bombs that all the targets they hit, as people were saying in the chat.
Might be dying out there in the desert.
I think William Shatner could have done this role too. He would have been good for something like this. Yeah. Don't you think?
Yes.
Could you picture him playing out with his voice and,
with
I'm
his
just saying,
ability for pause? Yes. I think he can do that. There's a lot of that in this episode where he says something, but it takes a little while for the next thing to come, and the suspense of it.
Or maybe I tied one on and I'm in a booth at a bar someplace.
Yeah, he's coming apart now. Slowly coming apart.
Yes. Like the Gorn episode, a lot of alone scenes, talking to himself, Shatner. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, trying to figure out how to make that weapon. That's not bad.
I love that episode, the Star Trek. What's the name of that episode again? I don't mean to get off the topic with the Gorn.
Arena.
The arena. Yes. That planet is the okay. Yeah, it was stuck in the back of my head. I just needed you to jar it. Thanks.
It's a favorite of mine.
I love that one. I can go through all 3 seasons of Star Trek, and they're all good. I love them all.
Oh, I think I put it here. Here, I got this for you.
I shall be merciful and quick.
I love that scene.
Oh, yes, me too. Where am I with the clips? I've got this one. He's convinced that he saw Blake.
Nobody can tell me different. I saw him sitting right in this seat.
Yeah, and he's just yelling at nobody at this point.
I'm responsible for you jerks. You're giving me some bum action here.
There we go.
It's very subtle. It doesn't happen as quickly as I'm presenting these clips. It happens so slowly.
Yes.
And then
He slipped. Yep, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, right here he does see. So
Comes
he
up
was
on
trying to
the-
call Firefly. Then he considers the hallucination that he's seeing things. And then he sees the grave here that Klein died on April 5th, 1943. And of course, that's the date of the actual tragedy the mystery. And we don't know what happened to the crew.
Because they're all gone.
Mm.
Clyde, I didn't know. Rest in peace, buddy.
And then he sees these airplanes. He's confused because he hasn't seen an airplane like that. But then he remembers, hey, I know about jets because it's a different time period now.
And I believe you can extrapolate from this is that we'll figure it out at the end, of course, but this is part of the mind of of the real reality.
Yes.
For the time, this what he sees. That I think that's jars a little bit of his brain in that subconsciousness of this delusion.
Yeah, and I think that's his brain's way of trying to get him out of it. He's just yelling at the airplanes. So a 31-second music cue was composed by Steiner entitled Jets. It was supposed to be played while the jets were flying around, but it was never used, possibly because the editor wanted to make sure the sound of the jets could be heard. But it will be used later in other episodes. 2 episodes, 5 characters in search of an exit, and Death Ship. So he's getting really desperate now.
Yeah, he is.
And he's talking to his crew as though they're there.
We can't walk out. That's for sure. That's for positive. We're gonna have to fly.
We're gonna have to fly.
We're gonna have to fly.
I feel bad for the guy, but he's really like talking to them like, you guys, how are you? They think they're gonna get that thing back in the air.
I'll get her back.
Oh yeah, here he goes.
Oh, I know. No, I got the next part too, because those words paired with the the desperation of trying to get this thing started. It's obvious to everybody that's not gonna.
Wow. He's trying to turn the prop.
Mhm.
That ain't happening.
Because you're an illusion.
Oh, look. He is definitely off his rocker now.
And he is off his rocker, but also It's also part of his brain saying this isn't real, but
Trying to pull him out.
he's actually correct.
I'm dead.
Now he thinks he's dead.
Hmm. And when you're in the Twilight Zone, that's a fair assumption, though he doesn't know that.
Oh my god. We shouldn't
You
be
really-
laughing at the poor guy, but he is so good. He is so the transformation of his from at first just like where is everything at to cuckoo, you know?
Yeah, right. Yeah, he started off very even-minded when he first discovered that he was in a crash. Gavin Blackburn says desperation doesn't respect reality. And then PG says, I'm guessing it's not airworthy.
No, I don't think
not
so.
quite. I think your guess is correct. This episode basically speaks for itself in many ways. Still calling for his crew. He's still responsible.
Spring up out of the sand like a bunch of jumping jacks.
Oh, wow. This is so he is.
I knew you'd come back.
Wow, there he goes.
Yeah, and that's it.
There isn't a thing. Not a single thing that's real.
And so, surprisingly, it's such a good episode. Buzz Kulik was actually a newcomer to Twilight Zone. And so he, of course, after putting out a work like this, he returned for other episodes. So we'll see him do more episodes later. And since King 9 was virtually a one-man show, as the companion says, Kulik's attention to characterization and his willingness to engage in lengthy rehearsal greatly enhanced the production. Additionally challenging was the fact that during most of the show, Cummings' lines were contained in voiceover interior monologues. And so obviously Serling's alternative to the clumsy verbal monologue in Where Is Everybody? Although I like Where Is Everybody? In order to allow Cummings' facial expressions to match his thoughts, the voiceovers were pre-recorded at MGM and then played back on location. So that's how they did this. And so he's finding out that nothing he's perceiving is real. He's figured this out. And then
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
No, it's just like he's just going through all the stages, the breakdown of this delusion. Then he sees them.
Yes, and then he's asking for God to let him in on what's going on. He's lost it. But luckily he's being taken care of. He just doesn't know it.
Nope. Then he collapses.
Mm-hmm. Gripping the sand, but he's gripping the blanket. Oh, I didn't get the sand to the blanket, which is really good visual.
Yep.
With transition, great transition. Then we have the doctor saying, James Embry, age 41, single. It happened this morning. Went by a newsstand, looked at the paper, then went into shock. When the ambulance got there, he was almost catatonic. And the other said, what set it off? This front page? And the doctor says, that's why I thought we ought to have a psychiatrist in on it. Oh, okay. Then the psychiatrist said, it's very odd Doctor says, I thought so too. So I checked the Pentagon in Washington on his Army background. Captain Air Force, flew B-25, Africa and Italy. 37 missions, discharged August 1943. Recurrent fevers, some suggestion of psychological disturbance. But he was discharged before they can find out much about it. And this was his plane. His plane and his crew took off for Italy on what was supposed to be a routine flight. Embry never went on that last mission, reported in ill, and someone else flew the plane for him. Never got back, and for 17 years, he's been carrying that around in his gut. So, survival, it's a clear case of survival remorse and
Survivor's guilt.
yeah, survivor's guilt. Yes, that's it.
Because he didn't go, and he thought, and that's what created this delusion in his mind.
Yes, and he also thinks he was a coward for not going, but I doubt that was the actual case. And but he feels bad that somebody else carried out what was supposed to be his mission, and he's letting it eat away at him. That he's here, and he couldn't help his crew.
And that's when he's going to probably get the psychological help he needs to get past that, I'm assuming.
Yes. Yes, and I'll read the closing narration here, but the last main thing that happens is exactly like you said. They talk about it, that he's gonna get help. He seems to be able to. He broke out of the hallucination, so there's hope for him. So there's a bit of hope there. Then we get the nurse bringing in his clothes, and we get just that one last little twist. Of
a Rod Serling ending.
Yeah, that's the hallmark of Rod Serling right there. The sand is in his boots. And so the closing narration is enigma buried in the sand, a question mark with broken wings that lies in silent grace as a marker in the desert shrine. Odd how real consorts with shadows, how the present fusses with the past. How does it happen? The question is on file in the silent desert, and the answer is waiting for us in the Twilight Zone.
Voila.
What's that?
It's sand.
It's sand.
Excellent acting job by that guy. He did that he was, I mean, to do that whole thing alone and just have like 4 actors, 5 people in the holes, and the guys, of course, the crew, the actors that played the crew, but so well done.
Yeah, but they're not really there. Yes, definitely.
Scotty
exceptional.
is quoting Peter G is quoting sand is coursing, gets everywhere, and Anakin Skywalker.
I was hoping somebody would do that. Peter, you did not let me down. Sand is coarse, and it gets everywhere. Yeah.
Leave Padme alone, Pete, and you wouldn't have become Darth Vader. Just joking.
So we've got Greek letters Larson here. Hello. He says, keep it down over there. I'm in the village stealing internet again to watch the show, and you ain't helping with your yelling.
Franima Rogorimu. Franima.
Oh. Oh no. But
I just said behave in Greek.
He returned many times, says the glove cleaner. Ahoy and good day. I drove 88 miles per hour. The bad news is no time travel. What, Scotty? tell me you really weren't speeding that quickly. That's not good. But I think he is joking because that's a Back to the Future reference.
His flux
At least-
capacitor broke. His flux capacitor broke.
That's it. And he didn't get a lightning storm.
Nope.
And
Great
so
Scott, Marty.
Scotty's saying hi to everyone. Siggy. He calls Sigvaldison Siggy. And high five to Jill and Jedi Master. And Jedi Master says, Scotty, get in here. Yeah, the next one's just a genie episode. It's not a big deal. You can join us if you want to.
Come on, Scotty, get in here. I summoned you.
Scotty is not on the panel today. Yes. Survivor's guilt, yes. And that got corrected there too. Old Man Bird. Is Old Man Bird here? Where is he? Master, I haven't seen the episodes for today. I had automotive duties.
So you get doesn't matter.
Yeah, I can buy that for now. Survivors don't have guilt. They are happy they haven't kicked the bucket. Well, but this episode is evidence that he does have guilt about it. Hit that like, share the stream, tell your mom. Yes, tell your mom I'm reviewing the Twilight Zone. That should be good. And Gavin Blackburn is going to start putting sand in my shoes and saying that I was in the desert. Oh, wait. I'm going to, yeah. And nobody could question you because the evidence is right in your boots. Greek Letters Larson says, Mom, Scotty told me to tell you Jill is having a Twilight Zone live stream. You haven't installed a flux capacitor, Scotty. Yeah, that's it. That's it. All you need is a little
DJ
plutonium. That's right, just a little plutonium. Yes, hello, DJ Knight. You're here early? You're here late, but that's okay. You're here just in time for the next episode review that we have coming up. Because we finished King 9 Will Not Return. And we're going to move on to The Man in the Bottle. Or a Mr. Fusion? Oh, yeah. Right. It takes garbage, right, for fuel. All right, we got a bit of a...
This is the ending credits.
Mm-hmm. Gene Lyons. Oh, yeah.
He was the nurse.
We can look at that for a minute. Jenna McMahon. Mm-hmm. What the heck is a gigawatt? Says DJ Knight. We are all thinking about Back to the Future in the chat.
Great Scott, Marty!
Good to see you, Fred Steiner. The Man in the Bottle.
This is a good one, too. I really like this one.
Mm-hmm. It first aired on October 7th, 1960, written by Rod Serling, directed by Don Medford. I wonder if Fred Steiner was any relation to Max Steiner. They're both composers. Whoa, okay. Relation Fred Steiner. No, they're not related, even though they're both musicians. Unfortunately. I thought you had something there. The glove cleaner? Good question. All right. So, we're starting at an antique shop. They're not doing so well financially. They have too many cats, first of all. She puts one cat out, and then she comes back later and she puts another cat out into the store. Because I guess they live up there. Because a lot of times if you have a store, you can have an apartment on top of the store where you actually live. And that appears to be what's happening here. And at a certain time of day, she puts the cats out, but out means they go play in the antique shop. Mm-hmm. And they're not the only ones with financial difficulty. Mrs. Gumley is having trouble too. And so she tries to sell Mr. Castle a bottle, citing that it's an heirloom. He says that it's a worthless wine glass, but she starts to cry and he can't help it. He wants to help her, so he spares her $1. Even though he can't really spare it, he does it anyway. Excuse me. And Edna doesn't really like this altruism because they can't afford it. It's not that she's being mean or anything, but they're on the edge of bankruptcy. And he promised not to do any more handouts. But he has an interesting reason. He says, "Look, Edna, maybe all I've got left is to try to find some poor clod who I could feel sorry for."
He definitely has a big heart. You can see that.
Yeah, absolutely. And then he has his rant. "Look at it, Edna. Look at it. The legacy of 100 years. My grandfather owned it, and it broke his heart." Actually, you haven't done a reading today. I want you to. Oh wait, we didn't even do the opening narration.
No, we didn't.
How did that? Oh, it hasn't happened yet. Actually, that's why.
Yeah,
That's why.
this is like an epilogue, like a just to make the setting right.
Yeah. Okay, so I want you to read this and the opening narration. So we're gonna get all that in there.
Let me get to it. Shall I begin?
Sure.
Look at it, Edna. Look at it. The legacy of 100 years. My grandfather owned it, and it broke his heart. And then my father, it killed him too. Look at it. Look at it. The meanness of it. Oh, wait. It kicked me back. The meanness of it, the shabbiness of it, hand to mouth of it isn't just an antique shop where you pick up the pitiful remnants of other people's failures. It's a shrine to failure itself. That's what it is. It's a mausoleum, a burial ground for people's hopes. Edna, what happens to us anyway? What happens to us? We're not old people, and yet this place is making us old. There must be years ahead of us, coming without scrimping and counting and picking over checkbooks and budgets and final notices and old bills. Mr. and Mrs. Arthur.
Yeah. And okay. Before we get to that, okay. Arthur knocks over the bottle. It opens and smoke pours out of it, and that's when we get our opening narration.
My bad. Would you like to do it, or do you want me to do this one?
I would like you to do this one. Yes.
Mr. and Mrs. Arthur, classic, gentle, infinitely patient people whose lives have been a hope chest with a rusty lock, and a lost set of keys. But in just a moment, that hope chest will be opened, and the improbable phantom will try to bedeck the drabness of these two people's failure-laden lives with gold and precious stones of fulfillment. Mr. and Mrs. Arthur Castle standing on the outskirts and about to enter the Twilight Zone.
There it is. And that's the start of this one. And we get a man appearing from the bottle.
Yeah, this guy looks really familiar to me.
He does. So what is his name? His name is... the genie's played by Joseph. Yes.
My bad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to talk over you.
No, you didn't. You didn't at all. You did You did exactly what you're supposed to do. You were fine. Joseph Ruskin, yes.
Yeah. Was he in Lost in Space ever?
Lost in Space.
I looked him up, and he was in the time tunnel. I saw him.
Yeah.
It was the guy that was in Lost in Space was on the previous episode. Is what you were referring to?
Yes. And here, he was also in the Outer Limits.
Outer Limits, yeah, I saw that too when I was looking him because he's a familiar face.
But Scotty would not forgive me if I didn't say where I know him from. Where I was like, wait, I know this guy. Look at his face. I know him. Ruskin played the part of Galt in The Gamesters of Triskelion. So in season 2.
Yes. That's the face.
Yeah. So
And Cummings was not to backtrack, but Cummings was in Lost in Space in the previous episode. Is that what you were saying?
I think so. Let me see. Lost in Space.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean.
Oh no, you know what? He wasn't in Lost in Space. What I was saying was Fred Steiner did music for Lost in Space.
Oh yeah. Okay, that's where I kind of was off in a fog for a second.
Mm-hmm.
And
Gotcha.
Okay, now that all is balanced now. No, but he was definitely in that Star Trek. That you can't see different makeup and stuff, but.
Mm-hmm. And here, Ruskin was also in Deep Space Nine. He was a Klingon, the Klingon 2 mech in the episodes House of Quark, and looking for Parmok in all the wrong places.
Looking for Parmok in all.
Yeah, we reviewed
for an episode.
We reviewed it. No, I think I still have one of the clips. Let me see if I have it here.
I don't speak. What's Parmok in Klingon?
I got it. I got a clip. Hold on.
Okay.
Let's see. Where did I put it? It's just love in Klingon, but more violent, apparently. Where did it go? I know I have it around here somewhere. Let's see. Not there.
DJ Knight types. Female genie, you opened the lamp and freed me. What is your commando, master? She bowed to him.
I might have gotten rid of it already. All right. Because sometimes I do need to make room. But dang it, I wanted it. But I guess I can't look for it. Why would I get rid of that? Wait, here it is. No, I got rid of it. I only have this from that episode left.
I will apologize for this at a later time. You are in my seat.
Woof. Oh, good.
That's all that's left from that episode.
Another great line from Riker. You still don't remember how to fire phasers in First Contact. You still remember how to fire phasers.
Oh, he also played a Cardassian in Improbable Cause. So he's also in Star Trek Insurrection. I thought I was done talking about He's been in a lot of Star Trek.
That's okay. I like Star Trek.
I know he was he was a Sona officer in Star Trek Insurrection. Not the best Star Trek movie, but he was there. Then he also appeared in Star Trek Voyager in the episode Gravity, where he played a Vulcan master.
Wow.
And I'm still not finished.
And there's more.
And there's more Star Trek with this man. I was happy enough with Galt, but his final Star Trek appearance was in Star Trek Enterprise. He appeared as a Suliban doctor in the pilot episode Broken Bow. Wow. Along with Majel Barrett, Clint Howard, Jack Donner, and Vince Diedrich, Ruskin was one of only 5 actors to appear in both Star Trek the original series and Star Trek Enterprise. Nice.
Watch it.
That was amazing.
Love.
He's pretty incredible. Just from his Star Trek career alone. But also he's got Gunsmoke, The Man from U.N.C.L.E., like you said, The Time Tunnel, The Wild West, Mission Impossible.
Wow, he was around. He was really, he was born I think he was born in the New England area, wasn't he? Quincy Ruskin is from the New England area, if I'm correct. He was born in Massachusetts. Don't quote me on that.
Yes, you're correct. He was born in Massachusetts.
Yep, because I kind of looked them up early. I was just making sure it was like sometimes people will mess with something. I was tortured the other day. Someone posted an article that Tom Brady had bought into the Patriots. I was like, I ain't buying that. So it's like,
yeah, you got to be careful what you read on the internet. It's not all correct.
Yeah.
Especially Wikipedia. You've got to be careful.
Yeah.
Land of the Giants, Hogan's Heroes, $6 Million Man, The Bionic Woman, Wonder Woman.
Wow.
The Smurfs. DuckTales.
I love Land of the Giants. Oh, that's such a good series.
The 1995 Spider-Man.
Wow.
He was a busy man. Very, very busy. I didn't list everything. 100 Quatloos to Jill. 100 Quatloos. Yes. I can't wait to spend these Quatloos. What should I bet on next?
What does that transfer into denominations of dollars? The Quatloos.
I don't know. I have no idea.
You better have a conversion.
We'll figure that out later. I have 100 of them, though. That's got to be something good. Peter G says he was in Gamesters of Triskelion Star Trek, right? Yes, right on. He actually says, PG says, I met Joseph Ruskin, the genie, at Quincy Market in Boston in the 80s. He was with another well-known actor, Barry Gordon, both Massachusetts natives. Spotted them right away. There's your confirmation.
Oh, Pete G. I'm from Massachusetts originally.
Oh, wow.
Yep, South Shore.
I believe Pete G before Wikipedia. He has too good a heart for this business. Yeah, right. I guess that's the problem, right? With the main character. What's his name? His name is Arthur Castle. Inspiration for the Dudley Moore Peter Cook film Bedazzled in the remake starring Brendan Fraser. Oh, and this episode is inspiration for those things. Thank you, Gavin. Very good stuff. Bedazzled is great, says the glove cleaner. The genie actor and his voice are so distinctive. Oh, absolutely. I've told you 1,000 times, never put a genie in a bottle. Glass is fragile. Always prefer metallic vessels. Everyone with sense knows you can consult a wish lawyer before using wishes. Sigvaldison, yes. That's something we're about to... Somebody should have done that. That's a good idea, a wish lawyer.
And Jerry, right. This is funny. This DJ Night.
Yeah, DJ Night always says funny stuff. You freed me. What is your command? Oh, Jerry Ryan is as a genie. Okay. Last wish is you get 3 extra wishes. You're welcome. I think that's specifically a rule. You can't wish for more wishes. They do cover that.
Mm-mm.
That's right. PG agrees.
It is not allowed.
Especially because the genie says that in the episode. No wishing for more wishes because Mrs. Castle tries that. Yeah.
My first wish would be, hey, I want you to turn yourself into Barbara Eden because she's a lot better genie.
Then you still have
better
3 wishes
looking
left.
genie. And then I'd still have 3 wishes after that. I wouldn't care about the consequences seeing Barbara Eden up close.
You run the risk of consequences no matter what you wish for. Good timing for that one. Anyway, I now that I'm fully impressed with Joseph Ruskin, we've got to continue on this episode. And they're accosted by this genie who wants to grant them 4 wishes. But Arthur doesn't believe this. Just to test it out, just to see if it works. He has the broken glass on the case fixed. He says, I want this broken glass fixed. And it works. Edna sits down in shock. And Arthur says, what? Well, think. What do we want? A new shop? An expensive shop on 5th Avenue? We could have that just for the asking. Money, Edna, money. 100,000, 200,000, $1 million. Edna, we wouldn't have to grub anymore. We wouldn't have to sit here and waste our lives away. But Edna says, no, there's something unholy about this. But Arthur goes for it. Yes.
Yeah, it is. You can see her, like, the fear in her face. Like, there's got to be a catch to all this.
Yeah, she has a sense, an intuition about it. Nonetheless, Arthur is very giddy. He goes for it. He asks for $1 million in $5 and $10 bills. And the sad part about it is they're so generous to everybody in the neighborhood. They give away some of this money. They're just so happy to be able to help the neighborhood.
And they're like, look at them both, their faces, because the money's just falling.
Mm-hmm.
You ever hear the old term pennies from heaven? These are bills from hell.
Bills from hell. Yes. Agreed. Very well described. But at least some of the bills from hell are going to help the local church and everything. I think that everyone who gets given money here gets to keep all of it. So that's nice. I mean, they did make the neighborhood kind of better, even if they don't win out. The people around them did.
And of course, who shows up?
Well, I don't know who called the IRS. Was that the genie? Did the genie say, "Hey, I just gave $1 million to this guy. Come and get him."
But he says, "With every wish comes a consequence with the wish."
Yes, the IRS comes to take their cut, and after having given so much away to the neighborhood, the rest goes to taxes, and they are left with just.
I think $5.
That's right, $5 bills. But I thought it was crazy because they said the taxes were 907,000. That's almost all of it.
Yeah, no shit. That's what he said. I think the guy whoever we want to interpret this man as a genie or the devil incarnate, if allegedly a genie, but a very bad genie, like a jerk, not like your Aladdin genie. But this guy's like, yeah, you can have $1 million, but we're gonna, It's
there's
gonna
a
make you
catch.
feel good, but there's a catch to it. It's attached is exactly. In cometh the tax man.
And so this bothered me that this was so much because I'm used to maybe 30% tax or something, maybe 300,000, but why is it 900,000? And so I found that the wealthiest of all Americans in 1960 were taxed at a rate of 90%. So
Wow.
I was surprised that taxes were that crazy.
Back then, 90% if you were
Yeah.
wealthy. That's like someone pulling a gun on you every April 15th saying, hey, give me your money when the government's doing that to you. Not
Yeah,
trying
that's
to be
too
graphic.
much. But that's exactly what it is.
It's like larceny.
But this would be more like a lottery win, so I don't know if it should be taxed like that, but I guess it was.
Lottery is usually like 40%. Don't they take like 35 to 40%? I'm pretty
Yeah, that
sure.
would make more sense.
Yes.
And I looked around for what people thought would be a better idea. We had one in the chat, hire a wish lawyer. and then
Wish lawyer.
I like this other one that I found. The best money wish is whenever I reach into my pocket, I'll find the exact amount I need. That way you have it and there's no real tax issues.
Just like exact denomination. Say you go into a store, you buy $150 worth of groceries. That $150 of cash appears, you spend it, and it's gone. That would be a wish. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I like that idea.
I go crazy on eBay in about an hour.
Right, but my idea was, why don't you just wish for all your bills to be paid? But he never thinks of that.
But what would be the consequences of all the bills being paid?
Hmm.
You know, because with everything wish comes an
true. What is the
adverse
consequence?
consequences. What would be the consequences? Say if they just wanted their shop fixed up and, nothing extra, just pay my bills off, get me caught up and give me a good footing, nothing extra. And there'd have to be a consequence, wouldn't there? Because he said with every wish comes that.
Well,
So,
I
don't
think
know.
you'd be safer with something with more modest requests like that, maybe. But there could be a consequence to it.
Or
I'm
a
not sure,
punishment.
Chad. What do you think would be the consequence of getting your bills paid?
Because he got greedy and asked for the $1 million, maybe that's why he got the consequence, in my opinion. If you interpret it that way.
Yeah.
Not settling, just.
Yeah, and not remembering the taxes, not asking for tax-free money. He was about to. I want $1 million after taxes, but he gets stopped, and he thinks of a different wish, and this time he decides he can wish for power. He wants to be the ruler of a whole country and not have the capability of being voted out.
And that is not a very good thing to ask, because basically you're asking to be a dictator.
That's exactly right. And Edna's actually on Arthur's side for this one. She's
ask for power.
She's forgotten all about her intuition now. She's ready. Yeah. She's ready to rule.
He lights up a cigarette.
Yeah, Genie has got to smoke. He's been in his bottle for so long. He's needed one. Oh, and that's why the bottle was smoking when it first got opened. Now I get it.
He's having a puff in there.
And he wished to be a ruler from this century.
Look at his face.
Yeah, see, he thinks he's got him now.
Yep. He goes, yeah, I figured this out. I'm going to get to be, and automatically.
Yeah. So, of course.
Sorry, wait 1 minute. I got to get this.
Yes. So he wished to be a ruler from the century that couldn't be voted out. Essentially, as Jedi Master says, asking to be a dictator. So, of course, he became Hitler. Oh, no.
I died when I watched this part of the episode. I busted out into tears laughing like I am right now. Sorry. The facial expression. Scheiße.
Yeah. So there's a blooper that I would never notice. I only knew it was a blooper because I looked it up, and it says this comes from Unlocking the Door to a Television Classic. When Arthur becomes Adolf Hitler, the swastika hanging on the wall is backwards. So the left
Yep.
facing can be found in Hindu and Buddhist traditions, but it's right facing if it's for the Third Reich.
Oh, I know about those things.
I
Swastikas
didn't.
being
I would never
from my
know.
lineage. I'm not German. I'm the complete opposite of. I was lucky my ancestors weren't in Europe back then. Put it that way.
I'm glad they weren't.
They got out of the Ukraine in the 1860s.
Good timing. Wow.
Yeah, it was right before the Bolshevik Revolution.
And of course, it's not just he's not just Adolf Hitler. It's at the end of the war,
and he's in his bunker.
Yeah, he's in his bunker, and it's time for him to self-delete.
So, he didn't even get a chance to rule shit. He just ended it. He's like, he didn't say where he wanted to go and what time.
And so he wishes for everything to be back the way it was, which is the only wish that works.
Cyanide.
Yeah, he smashes the cyanide, yeah, and gets his last wish. You know, the classic, be careful what you wish for. Yep. Or maybe it's the lesson that money doesn't buy happiness or power. But what is he stupid? He wished for fixing the glass, $1 million that turned into $5, and then power over a country to be a dictator, and then to be himself again.
It kind of sent him down that path. The greed and then the lust for power.
Mm-hmm.
Almost sounds like a Sith.
Yes. And so after this whole event, they both appreciate life as they have it even more because they saw how they could very easily mess it up. And they laugh about it, and they're like, "Oh, we came out ahead because at least our glass is fixed."
Yeah.
And so he brooms up some of the glass, and then they break the glass again. I didn't get a picture of the broom.
Okay. But he busts it when he's sweet. He turns around and smashes it, and they both laugh hysterically.
Yes, that was almost this was almost the thumbnail too.
That's a good one right there. That they're both cracking up laughing about breaking the glass again, being back where they started from. Exactly. And he said he wanted to not change anything, but give the place a makeover, like a fresh coat of paint. He goes, they learned the lesson.
Yes. And they both appreciate what they have now more than before, where they were lamenting their situation. And so then we get some nice special effects here with the broken glass in the trash can. It repairs itself.
Waiting for the next.
Waiting for the next customer. Okay, so now I would like you to read the closing narration.
Yes, I will.
It is now in the private chat. Hopefully all of it's there. Yes.
Okay. A word to the wise, now to the garbage, collectors of the world, to the curio seekers, to the antique buff, to everyone who would try to coax out a miracle from unlikely places. Check the bottle you're taking back for a 2-cent deposit. The genie you saved might be your own. Case in point, Mr. and Mrs. Arthur Castle, fresh from the briefest trips into the Twilight Zone.
So my favorite part of this is that Serling had written an alternate ending in which a nondescript street bum happens upon the garbage can containing the broken glass and that had repaired itself, and he stares at it and sticks it under his shirt. And Serling's voice says, and perhaps this man too will realize that there's economics to magic too, rather a high cost of wishing. He may learn this fact just as he'll soon realize that in a very strange way, all roads lead to the Twilight Zone.
You had a picture that you just rolled back. It was like Don and Judy getting out of the chariot.
Oh, yeah. Sure. I can share that.
I like that. That I gotta tell you what episode it's from. I'm thinking I like to do that. See a clip. That looks like this the Hungry Sea, possibly. Or
that makes sense.
When there were giants in the earth. It could be either episode.
It's right at the beginning of the episode.
Yeah.
You can tell that's the opening narration for that.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of do wish that the couple weren't bad or anything. I wish they could have figured out how to outsmart the genie in some way.
Yeah, that would have been cool that they could live comfortable and happily ever after. But you see, the money, they were good with the money too. It's why would they be punished? They gave the money to their people around them, the church, and they weren't they were asking for the $1 million, but they did something good with it. But it's like they made it. I don't think this is a good genie at all. It's kind of the genie like, I'll pass on the 4 wishes, buddy. Here, back in your bottle. Let some other sucker get screwed.
Yeah. I looked for
that's one of the right there.
Oh yes, one of the ideas that I liked was a list of wishes and how to phrase them to not have any twists. I don't know if that's possible, but that's a good idea.
Without with the angle.
So before we get into the chat, I'm going to go through the chat and see what you guys thought of this episode. But before I do that, I want to share with you the preview for next week's stories. Next week, we take you into this 8x8 hotel room and we watch a penny ante crook make a decision. You better ask the room clerk the number of this room and then come on up. Mr. Joe Mantle is the nervous man in a $4 room. That's the Twilight Zone next week. Then also next week, these are familiar items, I'm sure. Television set, electric razor, clock, typewriter, the normal everyday accoutrements that are part and parcel of the 20th century progress. But next week, you'll see them under different circumstances and in a totally dissimilar guise. They'll be machines, but they'll also be monsters. Our story is called A Thing About Machines. And it'll be waiting for you in the Twilight Zone. Yeah, it does. It does sound pretty fun. Speaking of fun, how is our poll doing?
Let's check the poll.
Yeah, let's check the poll here. And here it is. It's all tiny. Wait, let me fix this. There we are.
Man in the Bottle wins by a landslide.
Yes, with 12 votes, the Man in the Bottle is winning 67% to 33%. I'll leave it up for a couple more minutes to see if it changes. But that looks like it's going to be our score.
Yep.
And
excuse me.
Let's see. Let me see where I was. I gotta find where I was in the chat because we went through that episode at a good rate.
That was Smooth.
Mm-hmm. Crazy cat lady from The Simpsons tossing her cats. Oh yeah. Well, they're in The Simpsons. They're crawling all over her. Actually, I thought about The Simpsons during this episode. I just didn't include it, but I was thinking about that monkey paw from the Treehouse of Horrors, where he wishes for a turkey sandwich on rye bread with lettuce and mustard. And I don't want any zombie turkeys. I don't want to turn into a turkey myself, and I don't want any other weird surprises. Got that? And so he gets the turkey sandwich, and it's a little dry. That's the twist. His turkey's dry. The glove cleaner says he has too good a heart for this business. Yes, okay, we read that one. Where were we?
We were.
I won 100 Quatloos.
Yeah, we were there around the Quatlu one. This is where I think we left off.
Yeah, Watch Your Ex. Hey, Watch Your Ex is here. Hello. Tainted Love. Yeah, that's a good song.
Yeah.
Great character
we
actor.
Passed that.
Yeah, so now we finished reviewing both the episodes. We talked about the preview for next week's episodes. So now Scotty, our 37, has joined us for the remainder of the reading of the chats. Hi.
What did I miss?
You missed 2 episodes of the Twilight Zone, but
So
we're out of the Twilight
I missed
Zone now.
everything. Okay, great.
Yeah, but you're supposed to miss.
We're
everything.
back. We're back.
Yeah,
from
I
the
just thought I'd
Twilight
come in
Zone,
and say
Scotty.
hello. It's good to see you, Master.
Great to see you too, sir.
Thanks, Jill.
Oh,
Anyway, so
I'm excited to see you.
The reason I couldn't come on and review is because I came back, but I hadn't enough time to watch the episodes. So I'm gonna fall back on one of my favorite things. Haven't seen it, want to love it. So I couldn't vote in the poll because I love them both equally because I don't know what I'm missing. Good enough.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
The Brady
That's
Bunch
the exact
position.
way to. Yeah.
So other than that, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, how are you doing? Yeah, no, that's exactly what he.
No, I wasn't joking. I went 88 miles per hour.
You could slow down.
Yeah,
Well,
slow down.
Well, I just got the car out of the
Speedy.
mechanic, and so I wanted to open it up, and I do. The thing is that I don't have a flux capacitor, so I didn't have to go that fast. But I do have a little TARDIS where like Fuzzy Dice goes. So, yeah, I was traveling through time and space.
Well, if you keep doing 88 miles an hour, you're going to be ending it back up in the shop somehow.
I don't do it often. I haven't driven in like a week, and I was like, I want my superpower back. And so I went as fast as I could to try and make time go backwards to save Lois.
That's not how it works.
Oh, really?
Jill, we have to recruit him for next Monday night. I said we need a Dr. Smith, and I think he'd be great for this particular episode. And he can bring his shield and his She-Hulk. I don't care.
What's the name of the episode?
Island in the Sky. It's
Island in the Sky.
Amazing episodes.
I will watch Island in the Sky.
Yeah, these first 5 episodes, Scotty, are written by a Star Trek writer, so they're good stuff.
Well, and that's
good stuff.
And it's something like it's a personal prejudice, and I know that it's childish. But Jill, you've been telling me for years that the first season of Lost in Space is good. And I've just been like, no, I don't want it. And so maybe it's about time that I jumped over that.
Yeah.
I'm going to use a Jedi mind trick on you. Watch them, you must.
The episodes you are looking
I hope that works. So PG says, you don't wish for stuff when the wish granter is deliberately trying to do you dirty on technicalities.
Yes.
That's true. The only way to win with this particular genie, who's not a very good genie, is just not to play at all, to refuse the wishes.
It's like war games.
What is he going to do?
The only way.
Oh, yeah. The only way to win is not to play.
Play. Yep, war games.
Well, anybody who grants me wishes, I kind of treat like a monkey's paw.
You should.
Mm-hmm.
Vanna White. I was turning letters in my dressing room and poof. Somebody's so funny.
Yeah, DJ Knight is funny.
Vanna White.
They made $5 the hard way. Well, that's $5 more than they had, I guess.
Well, jeez.
Or it could be like
Yeah, I
Johnny
didn't know
Dangerfield.
that.
How'd you like make $14 the hard way? So the judge's wife.
Yeah, I didn't know that they were taxing people 90% back then. Nice.
For what?
For super high incomes.
90%. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So they wish for $1 million and 90% of it got taxed.
No, I know, but I'm Canadian, so 90% is a dream. If only I could save that 10%.
So they should have wished for like $5 billion, because then even if that gets taxed 90%, you still
no, but that you can't
plenty.
You can't ask for money from a genie, and here's why: is because you ask for $4 billion, okay, and the genie will give you $4 billion, but because of that increased cash supply, it will literally be nothing. It's like the genie will make it so the economic. It's like, yeah, you have $5 billion, but it's good for nothing.
Okay, that makes sense. Now burgers cost $100,000.
Exactly.
But the catch would be, it has to be that exact pair of pants. Wait, what? What was I reading? That was funnier just reading that without knowing the context.
Okay, that's it. We're gonna let Javi out. We said it. After that comment, push the button.
Yeah, if you leave the details vague, the genie will try to screw you. And
yeah.
Clearly, Scotty is a very good genie, as we just found out.
No, I wouldn't even. It's you can't interact with a genie. It's enticing, but it reminds me of that one time I went in and to a casino, dropped $5 in. It gave me $50, and I was like, "That's it, I'm out." That was the quickest 3 minutes of my life. But I just made $45. I'm leaving, and the genie, in all of their infinite wisdom to try and steal from me, were like, "What? No, you can't go. We just gave you $50." And I was like, "No, I'm out. Sorry, pal. Bye."
Well, if the genie's Barbara Eden, I'd think twice.
Well, that's true.
Genie. I would accept her if I opened up a bottle. If I was walking on Cocoa Beach and that bottle washed up to me, and I opened it and she popped out, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you got a good point.
She's an evil, because she used to torture him when she couldn't get his way. Remember Admiral Nelson? She would send him places.
Major Nelson.
Major Nelson. I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. I'm being pedantic.
Well,
Gavin says his second wish should have been to become the IRS. Cash for life.
Yeah, no, but and the thing is that you would have all the money in the world, but you would have to do all of the taxes for everyone. It would be like, you're the president of the IRS. I didn't know the president of the IRS checked everyone's taxes. So you have all the money in the world, but you have to constantly be checking on other people's money. So you would never have time to enjoy it. Genies will mess your day up.
All the tricks.
Scotty is like,
you're really good at
a
this.
warning label for genies, no matter what genie.
No, but Barbara Eden. I would trust Barbara Eden, but that's how I would get screwed. It's like, but that's the thing, is that I show up and I get Barbara Eden out of a genie's bottle, and it's like, congratulations, you have chlamydia. It's like, oh my, no.
Not just, so the character Arthur Castle not only became Hitler, but Hitler right before the Russians are about to get him.
See, that's like, have you ever seen Bedazzled, Jill? We should totally cover Bedazzled. And it's
Bedazzled, I haven't seen it. But it was referenced. This episode was apparently the inspiration for Bedazzled.
Oh, wow. Well, and also there are two Bedazzled. There's the Dudley Moore, Peter Cook. And then there's the Elizabeth Hurley, Brendan Fraser. I know I'm going to lose it. Yeah, I'm doing the Brendan Fraser one. Well, I'm doing the Elizabeth Hurley one because Elizabeth Hurley. And that's why, like, people are always like, no, the Dudley Moore Peter Cook one is superior. And it's like, I guess maybe, but I would rather watch Elizabeth Hurley.
I would like to say hello to Brogu. Hello, Brogu.
Hey, Brogu.
Cautionary tale, as they say. Yes.
Yeah.
Decent people, but not that bright. Not smart enough to outsmart that genie.
I could outsmart a genie. Actually, no. And it's as exactly as Jedi Master said. The only way to win is not to play.
The glove cleaner says, now it's garbage.
Should be hauled away as garbage.
Who in their right mind would wish to be an Austrian failed painter? He didn't mean to. He didn't know what he was wishing for. He wanted to be to have power and to reign over a country without, a dictator. He asked to be a dictator, but I don't think he realized that he was asking for that.
Well, and he's standing up there at the Olympics yelling at Jesse Owens, and he says, I meant to say failed Australian painter.
But that's exactly like Pete G says, they are not bright.
Yeah.
That genie's just a bad dude. The house always wins, Gavin says. Very, very wise.
But okay,
so who played the genie? The house.
Who played the genie? Was it anybody cool?
You didn't hear me gush over him for about 15 minutes?
He was in so much Star Trek, it's not funny. You can't count.
It wasn't.
Can you show me a picture of the genie? Let me guess.
Oh, you want to guess? Okay, yes. I'll show you a picture of the genie and you have to guess. You'll know.
Okay. I hope
He's in so many things. Okay.
Wait. Is it gonna be the dad from Wolf in the Fold?
No.
Okay. Because he would have made a really good genie.
You need a close up. Here, let me show you a picture. Remove this.
Welcome to the after show, ladies and gentlemen, where Scott jumps in and says, what did you watch? Let me guess.
Well, we got plenty of time.
It looks like a...
There we go.
Oh, that guy! He was the head thrall in Gangsters of Triskelion. Okay, that's cool.
Ding, 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 ding. I will give you 50 of my Quatloos. Gavin gave me 100 Quatloos earlier, so I will gift you 50 of them.
But also on the episode we just watched, looking for Parmok in all the wrong places, he was the attendant to Grilka, who told Worf that he was low class and shouldn't be pursuing such a lady.
Yeah, you got it.
Anyway,
and he was in more Star Trek than that too. He was also in the House of he also of course did the same role in the House of Quark. Mm-hmm. And then he was also a Cardassian in Improbable
Makes sense.
Cause.
He has the complexion of a Cardassian. I don't know if that's rude.
It's not rude. It's true. He looks like he'd make a good Cardassian, and he did. He was also a Sona officer in Insurrection, Star Trek.
Really? Well, yeah. I do. You know what? I want to revisit Insurrection. I gotta watch it again.
Yes. And my apologies to everyone who heard me say all this stuff earlier, but he was also in the episode Gravity in Star Trek Voyager, where he played a Vulcan master. And then he was a Suliban doctor in the pilot Broken Bow. So he's one of 5 actors who appeared both in TOS and Enterprise.
He was in a lot of stuff, Scotty. He was in Time Tunnel. He was in Land of the Giants. This guy's been around.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know, like he's a counterpart to like Sid Haig. I've seen him everywhere. Jill, just quick question in regards to the channel. Are you at 1,300 subscribers?
No, I am still.
But today's the 13th.
5 away.
Today's
we
the
need
13th.
to get her there. How many away are you, Jill?
5.
You said last night 5?
Yes,
but a pittance.
5.
Come on now. Let's get her over the top. We need 5 more subs.
Why do you think I
Oh,
keep telling people to tell their
4.
moms?
4? Oh, she's
4
down to
more.
4.
I got
4
1.
more.
I got 1.
I think it would be absolutely delightful if you got 1,300 subscribers on May 13th.
I think so too. That's a good point. I would like that very much.
Well, we're gonna get you there, Jill.
All right. I believe
I'll
you.
send out my Muppet after them. We'll make them join. Joe Pesci will come after them.
Oh,
Nice.
man. That
Henry,
sounds fun.
subscribe or I'm going to make you crawl for the drinks.
You got a knife, Ma? You hit a deer.
Yeah, it's a shame. I hit a deer, and it's a shame. We got to cut off the leg. No, it's the hoof.
Love that movie.
Oh, man, it's so good. The glove cleaner says she has an Angela Lansbury something.
I'm not there yet. Brogu
Right.
says Superman flying around the Earth, causing it to go backwards in time, has nothing on Scotty and a souped-up vehicle.
Yes. And the thing is, the best
that
part
was
about the
my
vehicle is that when you see me coming, I don't have but one spoiler on my car. I have 2.
You're so spoiled.
No. When you see me coming, spoilers.
Mhm. That's why the Beatles wrote that Taxman song and moved to the U.S.
No, what? Oh, yeah, that was a bad call for John. He shouldn't have moved to New York. It was the death of him.
I would wish for Tasha Yar and vaccine. Oh,
And if I were the genie, Gavin Blackburn, I would say, no, Lieutenant Yar, no vaccine. And then that would be it. Thank you for your, time.
That lady,
I like
of
that you
9.
couldn't stop yourself from laughing, trying to say
That
that.
Borg lady, 7 of 9, was
Jerry
Julie could bring
Ryan.
that. Yeah, she could. If she came out of a bottle, I wouldn't send her back the same as Barbara Eden.
No, I know, but and the thing is that
assimilate me.
Yeah, but that's the thing is that she's a Borg, right? So her lady bits are like a garburator. So
I didn't know that. I thought she was.
Well,
just
I didn't know that either, but I wished for Jerry Ryan from Voyager, and all of a sudden I found out that it was like sticking my weenus in a garburator.
Well, wait a minute, Scotty.
Yes.
None of this is canon. And
None
of this is
but
true.
I'm just saying genies are dicks.
You're making
They're gonna mess it up.
Yeah, but my goodness. Let's
but
nobody
the genie
knows.
doesn't know what the Borg implants are, and so they hypothesize, and that's how it goes.
Yeah. Let's not and say we didn't.
Scotty kills me. Oh my god.
Can only say hi. Very busy day. Hi, Gorilla.
Peace and long life, Gorilla.
Yeah, I hope it goes well. Whatever business you're up to.
You can do it.
Yes.
You got this.
Yes.
We should do affirmations. We should just tell people that they're
daily?
great. Yeah. Hey, everybody.
great.
You're doing a great job.
All right, Stuart, Scotty, Smalley.
Oh, we got
and
that.
people
Good for
like
that.
you.
Stuart Smalley. What's his name? Who's that? Al Franken?
Al Franken.
I used to.
You are great. I am great.
See, that's the best one. That's the one. It's quick. It's to the point. I'm going to put it on my business card and my Tinder profile. You're great. I am great.
So, Scotty, what do you think of my LED background?
I think it looks great. I think it is great.
And we had, I don't mean to get off subject, but Jill, me kicked ass and took
There's no
me
more
last
subject.
night, my show.
Oh yeah.
Oh, good.
That show,
Yeah,
it
man.
went so nice. I know it's like, it's not your cup of tea, but
Well, I'm going to
it
do
was
research.
good. And a lot of people have watched it after. I get more views after than actual during the show. So I'm
Sweet.
happy with that. And it was right and concise. I cut the slideshow down, compressed all my clips, my music, my entry music. I switched it around myself. I just separated, reattached something YouTube friendly from their list. And we went and it worked. and I got no hits, no strikes, no warnings, or nothing. It was
Nice.
like that's how I want it to be every week.
Is the first episode back up?
No, unfortunately, it's not going to be back up, and I'm going to put it up in the slideshow. I actually have it up there already in the slideshow that I did.
You know, you should do like just a 5-minute recap and be like and this, you know what? Okay, so Jedi Master, you haven't heard this story, but everyone else here has. But I want to tell you. So I went to the video store and I got the first season of Battlestar Galactica. And the first episode on the first disc of season 1, as soon as it starts, it says last time on Battlestar Galactica, because there was the TV movie. And so I went back to the video store and I was like, oh, man, do you have the first episode of Battlestar Galactica, like the TV movie? And they were like, no. And so I have never watched Battlestar Galactica because the first time I went to go see episode 1 of disc 1 of season 1, it said you're missing stuff. And it has always been a splinter in my brain. And so here's my suggestion. Keep that splinter for everyone else who was not there live. And it's like, oh no, I missed the first episode. I should look for it. It's not available.
Yeah. I took it down after because I could have watched it myself, but I want to share it. And it was a rather long episode because I had way too many clips.
Well, it's celebration.
I went overboard.
It was still good though. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was until I got.
Well, you flew too close to the sun, Icarus.
I went right into the sun.
Exactly.
I literally I'm flying the Jupiter 2 and I saw the asteroid thing and I could have avoided it. And I decided, took a right into it. I said, fuck it.
Curse these waxen wings.
But anyways, I said, it went off
709.
without a hitch. And Jill was like, without her, I couldn't do the show because she does all the notes and the lines and all that stuff. And it enables it. She's great.
Well, I can help, but it's your show. You got it.
But that's the thing.
No, I'm feeling more comfortable because of the panels I've done with y'all. You'll prep me. You got me, I'm relaxed and more comfortable talking on the mic and talking to people.
See, and this is the difference between a genie and a guardian angel, is that genies will mess with you. Don't mess with genies because they will mess with you. But guardian angels, you say, please help. And they'll be like, of course I will. So Jill is not a genie. She is a guardian angel.
No, she's like from Xanadu, one of those glittery Jedi Force Ghost ladies.
She's one of the muses. Yeah.
I'm joking. I'm being facetious, but I'm just saying.
No, that's not bad. If I inspire, then I'll take credit for it. Yes.
No, you guys have given me the confidence. I was afraid to do my first show. You would push me off the diving board. Like when I was a kid, my father just chucked me. After a while, he chucked me in the water and said, learn to swim, damn it.
Yeah, sink or swim. There you go. That's one way to do it.
Yeah. But these episodes were fantastic. And the poll final, do we have finality on the poll?
Yes. The man in the bottle wins with 69% versus.
That was a landslide.
Nice.
King 9 will not return 30%, except for we're missing a percent. But I guess that's fine.
The genie took it.
The first episode, I thought the acting from that man was his name. I'm having a brain fart again, Jill. But it's
Robert Cummings.
Yeah, Robert Cummings. That guy was amazing in that episode.
He was. Well, and I got 30 clips for this episode. That's how crazy cool he was. Look at the tragedy of this, Scotty.
No cigarettes, Scotty.
Wait, but we have an answer. Where is it? It's the Alien 3.
Oh, yeah, that one.
Where is it?
I forgot to play that. You're right.
Okay, you find it. I don't want to put
cigarettes for you. No freezers. No fucking ice cream.
No fucking ice cream.
I love that movie.
That's a good movie. Alien 3.
Disagree. I got a lot of flack when I was
Why? What's not to like about that movie?
It's very
Because
depressing and very
they
nihilistic.
kill everybody off
Oh.
screen. They kill
Newt.
Newt off screen. Yeah, no, that's
Man,
not
they
cool.
killed Hicks.
Yes.
No,
Yeah,
not Hicks.
no, it's I can understand. It's very, very depressing for a lot of people.
What's
I
his name?
like
Oh,
being
Michael
depressed.
Bishop.
Yes.
Bishop. Yeah, Bishop gets killed off with Little Newt. And of course, Aliens. How can you not love that movie? Oh
yeah.
That is that.
Oh, my
that
friend
is
John
amazing.
from Cinema Gulp. He was gifted by Ben from Cinema Gulp, and there's a birthday affirmation from Jeanette Goldstein, which is amazing. It is his number one favorite movie of all time. He has a tattoo of it. He loves Aliens so much.
He's correct.
The first Alien, the director's cut. I love watching that one. I got the director's cut, and I got the of course. I don't have Alien 3, but you can watch it anywhere. So,
Apparently there's like a reconstruction cut that was just released, and it sort of fixes up
Resurrection.
Resurrection. See, it's the fourth one. I kind of feel like Alien Resurrection is the same way that I feel about Lethal Weapon 4. And it's like, this just feels like a TV movie cash grab. Like, it's still intense and everything, but it just feels like a reunion movie. And
you throw Winona Ryder in there, and she wasn't good.
She's cute. I like a pixie cut.
She's cute, but she wasn't good. She wasn't good in that. You know what I thought she was good in? Stranger Things. I think she was in a groove in that show.
I only watched like 2 or 3 episodes, and
I love that whole series. I love it.
But do you like the Goonies?
I love the Goonies. Oh my
God.
Blasphemy, Jill.
I don't like the Goonies. I think it's boring. I like the Monster Squad better than the Goonies.
The Goonies? What? Suicide Squad?
No, the Monster Squad. You know,
I love that one too.
I like that better than the Goonies.
Oh, I love them all.
Yeah,
I've never seen Monster Squad.
That's
I don't exist any more than you do.
Was that Tony Randall?
No, that's not Tony Randall.
I thought it was Tony Randall for a second. All right.
No, he's got a.
Anyway, yeah.
You know, when you look.
No, I love these clips.
There isn't a thing, not a single thing that's real.
He's just he's so gripping.
Yeah, he is. But
It was a good episode. Yeah, it's spoilers.
No, I was just talking about my car again.
Alien got convoluted in the future, and the Prometheus. And
well, you were gonna say there was a special edition that they did to fix something in Alien 3. What were you talking about?
Yeah, Scotty, we kind of. Yeah, you.
No, there's I forget what it's called, but there's an Alien 3 restoration cut or something, and it sort of amalgamates the work print that was released with the quadrilogy and the theatrical cut, and they clean up the special effects and everything. And if you I don't know all about it, but the YouTube channel Alien Theory, they do, and they do.
Do they
great
fix
work
any of the story or just the special effects?
No, but the editing. So yeah, there is a tightness. There is an idealized edit that firms up the story, but Newt still dies. Like Hicks is still gone. Like they don't. It's not
and that's why.
movie.
And that's why Gavin Blackburn says Alien 3 is good if you don't watch the opening credits.
Yeah, I do. It's disappointing that they did kill them characters off because I really like Bishop, and I love Bishop. Bishop was the synthetic, right?
Yes, artificial person he prefers.
Yeah, and then artificial person and Newt, and then it was it Hicks? No, Hicks.
Yeah, Hicks.
The corporal. Yeah, Hicks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it when Apon goes, "Someone wake up, Hicks."
But that's the thing.
No, I was mad. Yeah.
When we reviewed it, and I know that people have issue. People take issue with it. But the thing is that the alien galaxy is a cruel galaxy. And so for Ripley to be on her own, like, don't forget, at the beginning of Aliens, if you watch the director's cut or the extended cut, I don't know how they refer to it. Ripley's daughter is dead. And it's like one of the first things that she finds out. And so when she wakes up again and another daughter is dead, which Newt was like a surrogate daughter, like the family unit that she thought she had achieved at the end of Aliens was torn away from her because of a cruel, cruel galaxy. Yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Stop
I'm
being
not
How
okay
did
with
the
it.
alien get in her? That's my thing. How did
Well,
she
that's
end
a
up
big
with
deal.
one in-
That's a big deal.
Big, huge kind
Yeah.
of a writing flaw, I think. A very big hole in there.
But that's one of those things where it's like, because movie.
Yeah, but why not? How did it didn't make sense. She was in cryo sleep. It must have got in her and she wasn't. How did it get in there?
I'm fine with the alien queen having laid at least 1 or 2 eggs before she took Bishop out. I'm fine with her pooping out the last 2 eggs that were in her reproductive sac and leaving them on the ship. Because even if you look at the director's cut of Alien, the first one, like when the alien is supposed to be nearing the end of its life cycle, that's why it cocoons Dallas. And that it is a matter of procreation. Don't forget, he
begs to be killed.
Yeah, of course he would.
But how did she get if she was in cryo sleep at the end of Aliens 2 with Newt and everything, and her, how did it makes no sense how they got it in her, because it would have had to, the one of the eggs would have had to get into her cryo sleep.
Well, no, the egg opens and then the face hugger jumps out.
The face hugger.
Well, there were burns on her cryo tube. But
it would have been whole. It would have been ripped and broken wide open to get in there. To me, I kind of find that one flaw in a writing flaw. That's all.
Killing Newt before the movie even starts is just like killing Renee Picard off camera in a house fire. In Star Trek Generations.
You're going to pull it back to Generations? Jeez, you're passionate.
Wow.
And that's
in 2 seconds,
why I don't like
they're
it.
winding up, in which case I'll be back in 1.
Okay. Old Man Bird says to Brogu, resistance is futile. And I've got that too. Here it is.
Resistance is futile. We will add your biological and technological distinctiveness to our own. Your culture will adapt to service us.
Now I'm gonna have to watch First Contact today. You did this to me the other day with the Wrath of Khan when they showed that. Now I have to watch First Contact after we're finished here.
Yes.
Sweet Jesus.
Oh yeah, that one I played that earlier.
Sweet Jesus.
I love this movie.
Live long and prosper.
What's your opinion of your First Contact, Scotty?
Well, Jill and I did a review of it. I like it, but I think that I think I wore that movie out. I think I watched it so many times that I'm like, yeah, I've seen it enough that I'm just like, there's no more juice to be squeezed from it. I do like parts of it.
Tough little ship. Little.
Exactly. There's stuff in
how to fire phases,
but I don't like. I think this is a common sort of observation, is that I don't like when Captain Picard at the end of every Star Trek movie has to turn into John McClane, and it's like, and now I take my shirt off, and it's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I agree, Scotty, 100%.
Yes, 007. You've cut Goldfinger.
I'm still okay with First Contact.
Me too. I like it.
I'm okay with it. I think it's great. I think.
You want to laugh really bad?
Sure.
I like King Kong Godzilla, the new kingdom, the new empire. That corny Godzilla movie came out from the new monster movie. I really thought it was fun. It brought me back to Creature Double Feature. Me and my wife love that movie. We watched it again. Yes, last night was the other day, and we just a fun movie. If you go, you can find problems with it all over the place, but it's to me, it was just a great fun movie. And I really do like sometimes just to go to watch a movie and just be entertained. And I don't give a shit about the the storyline. Like Deadpool Wolverine was convoluted and all over the place, but I laughed my ass off for almost 3 hours watching it because they were gold together.
Did you ever see Rampage with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson?
Never. I'm not a big fan of his right now.
No, but you should check it out. If you like that kaiju stuff, if you like that, it is a fun turn your brain off, and it is Rampage, the video game. It's great. Jeffrey Dean Morgan is in there, and he's fantastic.
I'm going to check that out then.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's a fun matinee.
Yeah, I like a lot of B movies. I have the whole Toho Godzilla collection, Scotty. I'm going to be doing them. Like if my channel gets a little bit bigger and I get a lot of people, and I know you can't show live movies, but I would love to do a Godzilla movie backstage and just laugh at it and go through, watch it with some people down the road, or do Godzilla week with I break down each corny Godzilla movie, because I'm going to definitely cover that, because that to me comes under classic sci-fi. But you gotta have some.
Did you ever see Shin Godzilla or Shin Ultraman?
Oh, I hated Shin Godzilla. All it was a bunch of guys talking in a boardroom. Oh, yeah. That movie. I
get where you're coming from. Oh. I loved it, but I think that you had the same reaction to Shin Godzilla that I had to Cloverfield. And it was like, I do want to see all the people reacting to the giant monster. And then I watched Cloverfield, and I was like, I want to see the monster.
I mean it, Shin Godzilla. I go, come on! I want to see Godzilla burn up buildings and stomp Godzilla -1 is like one of my favorite. They nailed that movie. They stuck the landing on that movie. Was amazing.
But so Shin Godzilla or the Bryan Cranston Godzilla? Which one do you prefer?
I love the Bryan Cranston Godzilla. I love that one. I love that whole series. I love Kong Skull Island. I like Godzilla King of the Monsters. I didn't like the lady in it that played Vera. What's her name? She was on
Vera Farmiga. Yeah.
Yeah, Farmiga. She's a good actress. And it was like, it kind of went. That was the only thing I had problems with her casting in that movie. But I thought there was so much good humor and Easter eggs in the music for the Godzilla King of the Monster brought me back to my childhood, the classic Godzilla music. And
I think I'm about to break your heart. Yeah, ass slaps. I think I'm about to break your heart. But when I saw Kong Skull Island, I think that was like the third time that I fell in love with Brie Larson.
Brie Larson irks me.
Okay, so you have Captain Marvel, you have Captain Marvel, Loki, and Nick Fury in the same movie.
Hiddleston.
That's so crazy cool.
Yeah, she was good. I gotta tip my cap to her. She was very good in Kong Skull Island. I liked her. I liked her very much so. And Hiddleston is always good, so it doesn't matter what you say. He can act the phone book, so. He was simply amazing. I know we're getting totally all over the place on all.
No, Twilight Zone ended a whole long time ago.
Yeah, welcome to
I love that
MCU
picture, Jill.
podcast.
Dawn and John.
Yeah, you can see him there.
No, but
Gavin.
First PG says Picard is not Kirk. Don't have Picard doing Kirk things, and that's exactly what happens in the movies.
Yes.
Gavin Blackburn says, could you read this for me, Scotty?
You can do a live watch party using Cosme. I watched a few on YouTube. Seems to skirt YouTube's rule as you are watching on a different platform. Yes. Now, all right. Here's the thing. I love audio commentaries, and I think that they are fantastic. And if you want to do a watch party, that's interesting. Because if you do broadcast such a thing and you have a bunch of people, a couple of people, and you're all watching the same thing and you're commenting on what is going on screen, I would love to do one of those. However,
backstage,
the thing is it's not, you have to prepare. You have to watch it first and know kind of what you're going to say so that because you're not, as a live watch party, that's fun. But I think that for future viewers, as we say, like, and I want to stop using the word re-rub. I'm just going to say rerun. Like when you rerun, you should be able to say, okay, 3, 2, 1, starting movie. And you as the audience can turn on that audio commentary with the movie that you are watching on whatever platform you want. And that makes it entertaining. Is if you're talking about
if it's an actual commentary where someone is talking the whole time and you don't have these long silence.
Right. Precisely. Yeah. Like watch parties. I've been on watch parties.
You should have already
before.
watched the movie before you do the commentary.
I've been on watch parties where people have told me to shut up because they want to hear what the movie is. And I'm like, so this could have been a Zoom? Like, this is not live consumption.
I'm not
this
gonna.
is just
I'm
hanging
not gonna,
out, much like today's stream post Twilight Zone. But thank you for not spoiling either episode. But it's like this is just hanging out. This is not a commentary. This is not a planned thing. And I do,
But a lot of people,
like
a lot of our friends, a lot of our friends do enjoy doing those watch parties like that, and that's fine. It's just not for me either.
They get great views. I'm just saying it's not for me.
It's not for me either. But I do understand, and I am like you. I do like commentary where you talk through it, and so Lance from the Outcast Creative and Retro Nerd Girl do commentaries like that, where you talk through the whole movie, and you're not sitting there just watching it.
Listening to someone breathe because they're watching an action movie,
right? And then they just laugh a little bit out of nowhere.
Yeah, and you're like, what is the context of that? It's kind of like it's reacting to chat without reading the chat. And so if you are listening to this while you're mowing the lawn, doing your laundry, driving your car, and it's like everyone laughs and says, oh, Gavin Blackburn had a really good joke, and then no one says what the joke is. And it's like, well, some of us aren't watching. Like, this is not. Anyway, this is all inside baseball and how I feel about broadcasting. Eugene Bird should be here. He'd be proud of me.
Actually, Old Man Bird is here. He did show up like a few minutes ago.
I know. He dropped $.
He did. Well, he did that earlier. He sent a super sticker and a sticker.
He's not a genius.
He's super.
Since Thor's recovering so good, I'm going to bring him on. He's walking up and down the halls a bit. I'm going to bring him so you guys can see him. I'll bring him on after a show one time. My big boy, my big baby boy. He's out there taking his nap now, but
hey, Theta.
Oh, that's lovely.
Long way.
Theta of the Grid says, hey, Jill, and everybody just wanted to stop in and say hi. And I love you all. I'm at work right now, so I can't stay. Oh, that's good. That's good. You've got some work to do, though. That's wonderful.
Hey, shut up.
Yeah. Hey, well, I'm not saying there's anything wrong that you don't yet. You're trying.
I am trying. That is true.
I saw you posted a thing about the drive-through. Are you going to work at the drive-through? You should work at the drive-through.
No, I'm just going to stand outside of the drive-through, take money, and run away.
Okay, that's an idea.
It's not going to work for very long.
I hate it. I want to
get
so bad.
$25.
What do you want?
Oh, sorry.
Don't quit. What?
You need the money.
What are you quitting?
Theta. No. I was reading Theta's chat. He said he wants to quit his job, but he needs it. I'm sure. So don't quit. Thank you all. It's been fun. Yeah, see you later, PG. Yeah, we stopped talking about the Twilight Zone approximately an hour and a half ago.
Yeah, exactly. This is like a conversation at the quick stop, pretty much.
This is like Scotty's got to get his licks in.
What are we doing on Friday, Joe?
Friday, Friday? Well, we missed the actual 70th anniversary of the Muppets, so we're going to do the Muppets movie, which I've never seen. So this
You've
is one
never?
of those
Okay, great.
I've never seen movies.
Cookie, yum 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 yum.
Yeah, we're not doing Follow That Bird. We're doing the Muppet movie.
Yeah, they.
Although Big Bird is in the
don't know
Muppet
what it-
movie cameo.
Oh, good, good.
Oh, yeah.
I like Big Bird.
I love movie. The 1979 Muppet movie is pure gold.
Yeah. Can't wait.
Mm.
Really looking forward to that.
Yeah, so that's Friday. That's for me. Then, of course, every Tuesday we reconvene here in the Twilight Zone, and we're going to continue with season 2.
Yes.
But what about you, Scotty R37? What are you doing around here online?
On the internet? Well, basically just begging people to buy me action figures, specifically of a green goddess.
He wants a She-Hulk.
I do want a She-Hulk. And I looked for Tendy from Lower Decks, but they don't have a figure that I like. I'm not going to take a Funko Pop of Tendy. That's just rude. So anyway, Wednesday over on Cinema Gulp, we're going to be celebrating the anniversary. I forget which, 30th, probably, or maybe 20th anniversary of Crimson Tide. We're going to be talking about Gene Hackman and Denzel Washington.
When is that?
Love that.
That's on
movie.
Wednesday. That's Hump
On
Day
Wednesday?
Happy Hour.
Crimson
Yeah.
Tide is Wednesday? Nobody told me.
What time,
Okay.
Scotty? I want to be.
Well, you ask
be
me what I'm doing, and I tell you, and you're mad.
I wanted more time than that. Damn it.
Well,
I need to go watch Crimson Tide.
Yeah,
What
no, you
time
should. It's great.
on Wednesday, Scotty? 3?
Sorry, what time? What?
But I might be
time
busy
on-
with Doomcock anyway. I don't know.
That'll be.
But I love Crimson Tide.
On
what
Friday
is it?
night.
I think it's 6 o'clock.
Oh, I'm gonna love
Pacific.
That fits right into my schedule on Friday. I love to stop.
I don't know. You
into
got to talk
that.
to Ben. I'm not a booker.
No, I'm not gonna be on the panel. I just want to come and watch the show. I don't have to
Oh,
be
yeah.
on every panel. But
Ben
if
does
you
a-
guys
Ben
have
does
a
great.
room, I love to talk about that movie. There are so many implications and things in that movie that I find fascinating. So if they got room, I'll definitely, because I told him that I want him to come on my panel someday too. I want you two to come on sometime too, Scotty. I know,
said I
like
would
you
watch
said.
the Lost in Space episode. Stop yelling at me.
Well, is that all you have going for you this week?
Oh no,
Scotty?
we're finally the Phantasmagorium after renovations.
Renovation.
We're going to be picking up where we left off in terms of our Mission Impossible review. So we're going to be talking about Mission Impossible Fallout. And so we're in preparation for Final Reckoning. Myself and my producer, Steve, have not seen any of the Fallout, of the Mission Impossible movies after Mission Impossible 3. So we've been going through them and sort of or actually just discovering them and finding out what the big deal is. And so, yeah, and that is in anticipation. And then aside from that, well, the Muppet movie on Friday, and follow me on X. In fact, if you follow me on X, I have 200 followers. I know. Look at him. But I don't like having a round number. So if you want to tell someone to follow me on X, that's great. But if you want to drop me below 200, I'm okay with that too. So if you can make it so it's like $199. Yeah, just like unsubscribe from me so I can have 199. Because then I can be like, hey, everybody, I'm really hoping to get 200. And then I'll get to 204 and then it'll be fine. But I don't like being at 200 because I get very nervous.
Reverse.
So that's all I'm doing.
Herc 130 says a round number like pi. I don't think you can get pi number of subscribers.
Pi's not round. Well, pi is round, but not that. Pi.
Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips.
Hey,
says hi.
what's up, Wade?
Hi. And the glove cleaner has never seen E.T.
I've seen it a couple of times and I've cried every time.
I don't cry watching E.T. and think.
Well, then what is wrong with your heart?
I don't know.
Oh,
I gotta go check it
he's a
out.
tearjerker at the end. Come on.
See?
That's a tearjerker.
Jill has no soul. Revealed.
Oh, I will. When I'm if a movie moves me, I don't care if that's why I go to the movies. I want to laugh. I want to feel and care about something when I watch a movie.
E.T. is kind of meh. And the only reason that I'm really a fan of it is because I saw it in my youth and it still affects me. But if you watch it like for the first time, I can see how E.T. is meh when you're like 27, 47. You're just like,
It's probably my fault. I watched it too late. That was my problem.
And that's probably what happened to me with the Goonies.
I'm a lot older than 47, Scotty.
Yeah, you're 48.
I know. I wish I was. Thanks for the compliment. I'll take it.
Hey man, someone called me 35 yesterday, and I was like, "Thank you, sir." So it wasn't.
I got called 45 about a month ago, and I was ready to hug somebody.
Yeah. Anyway,
I took that as a big compliment.
So Jedi Master 2022, what are you up to this week?
Well, actually, just going to be going following shows, and then the Cotton Council over there with Snow Dub and all that stuff that I do. And then, of course, we are going to be doing this Monday evening at 8:15 p.m. Well, we can just round it off to 8 p.m. and just start at 8, that 15 minutes earlier. And we are going to do Island in the Sky, one of my all-time favorite episodes of Lost in Space in the first season, in the whole series. Island in the Sky will pick up where we left off from the derelict, and I upload little short videos all the time on my website from Star Wars and other sci-fi shows. I got some Logan's Run up there. I've got some intros to Lost in Space. They don't mess with me, but I'm not monetized, and they say it, they allow it. But other than that, we had a great show last night. Like I said, it was flowed. It was great. And next week, we're going to do Island in the Sky. It's going to be a fun episode. This is a real fun episode to do. So that's about it for me at my end. And thank you all who came in and saw me last night and who watched the replays. Please watch it. Thank you.
One of these days, I'm going to forget all my built-in protective circuits and zap him. Just one zap.
I love that line. Just one zap.
I thought it was really cute.
I love that one.
That robot.
Herc
130. When I managed a restaurant, Peter Coyote came in and was the nicest guy. Very down to earth and fun to hang around. He was the FBI agent. Keys E.T.
Herc. Hey, Herc. It's good to see you, Flyboy. I love Peter Coyote. It's probably the only reason I watch Sphere. I love Peter Coyote. Yeah. So.
Well, on that note of love, we're going to
go watch Peter Coyote movies.
Zone. Yeah, I'm gonna go watch some Peter Coyote movies because that's all there is.
First Contact now.
Yes. So Jedi Master is gonna go watch First Contact. What is Scotty gonna go watch?
The same as it ever was. I'm gonna go watch Star Trek V: The Final Frontier.
More Star Trek.
Because I like rowing my boat. I enjoy rowing my boat. I need my pay.
Yeah, while you're at it, watch The Last Jedi and really put yourself through some real pain and suffering.
I was trying to understand the meaning of the words.
That's torture, making anybody sit and watch The Last Jedi or listening to someone saying it's actually a good movie.
I don't know. I want to soon enough. I am going to acquire a copy of Solo, a Star Wars story, and I'm gonna watch it again.
I don't have
I've only seen it once
as much. I actually didn't mind that. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. Horrible.
That lady who plays Kira, she's cute. She was in Game of Thrones.
I don't know how this became a Star Wars conversation.
I don't know.
I
think the Jedi Master.
I know you want to go. I'm
something
sorry,
to do
Scotty.
with it.
We can battle this out another day.
Yeah,
Scotty,
yeah.
We're gonna have to have a Star Wars confab.
Let's do this at the next shore leave, which will be this Saturday. I forgot about shore
Cool.
leave.
What time?
Saturday. Saturday night, shore leave, 10 p.m. Central.
And I'm, you know what?
Saturday night.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward. That's
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Just show up later. It's not gonna. That show doesn't last long.
After. Yeah, because your show
pop
doesn't.
in
No, it's about an hour. Yeah, I'll be done by 11:30 at the latest.
Yeah. That way, you can show up anytime, and we go on for half the night. So.
So good.
Honor of
I like your show leaves.
I only go on about less than half how long he would go, but I go on until I get sleepy. Good night, everyone. I mean, good morning. Good evening,
it's not nighttime.
Good afternoon.
You have a window? Open
Happy
it.
Tuesday.
Live long and prosper. May the Schwartz be with you, and all that other good metaphors.
That's all for this time in the Twilight Zone. Thanks again to everyone being amazing and insightful. Thank you to Sigvaldison for renewing his membership and sending the $5 super chat, and the glove cleaner for the $10, and Old Man Bird for the $9.99 super sticker. Just amazing support, and also the support and contributions that you make in terms of your time and your efforts and your intelligence that you share right here in the chat. Thank you, DJ Knight, Gavin Blackburn, Real Wade Nation Gaming, Herc 130, the glove cleaner, Data of the Grid, and who else was here? Pete G. It was really great talking to you, Pete G. The level of narcissism is too much for me.
Nihilism.
Ooh. Oh, nihilism. Oh,
in reference
for Alien
to
3.
Alien
3. Yes. Why did I read narcissism? What's going on with me?
I don't know.
Yes, I
Maybe
agree
you were
with
looking
you.
into a pool and you saw your own reflection and you were like, oh, pretty.
DJ Knight. Yeah, it was good to see you, as well as Greek Glitters Lurson. And who else do we have today? Brogu. Brogu is here. Sigvaldison.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
I think we covered it all.
I think that's if I missed you, I'm sorry about that. But I'll see you guys next time.
Thank you to Kathleen Kennedy. Thank you for existing. Yeah. See you.
No. Oh, you know what?
Anyway, I'm having fun. I'm having fun. Whatever. Let's just roll the credits.
Sir, I know this may finish me as an acting ensign, but
shut up, Wesley.
And the ways our differences combine to create meaning and beauty.
It has always been easier to destroy than to create.
May we together become greater than the sum of both of us.
Well, now you have something new to think about. Carry on.
All right, move along. Done. Stop it. Get off of the things. Go outside. Get some food. It's like, it's a time of day where you live. Go do something. Shut up, Snoopy. I don't care. You smoke too much. Let's go. Let's go adventure. Let's go explore.
We don't have to be mean. Because, remember, no matter where you go, there you